What is going on, everybody? We just got that back from King's Dominion, and I'm going to wait for few people to join in on here. It was a great trip. Looking forward to answering all of your questions. Just waiting. Here we go. Thank you for giving the thumbs up. My friend Adam.
How's it going?
We are currently in North Carolina, heading down to home. Thank you, Derek, for joining. Appreciate you. How are you doing? Normally, I wait like 2 minutes before I open up the chat for more people to join. I forgot to do that. Currently on my laptop, not used to really doing that. But I'm glad everyone is here. Dustin, what's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well, bro. Katie's Coasters, hope you're well. Hershey's Coasters, East Coasters, bro. Joe and Sam, man, we're thinking about you. This guy right here is like an angel for you, seriously.
Hope you guys are good.
Hope you guys are good. I'm going to hand the laptop over to Adam because I'm driving. And in this car, we practice safety. Safety comes first because you got to be safe to ride coasters and all that jazz. Where's my phone at? All right, I got your charger. There you good.
Thank you.
So Adam's going to be kind of like the moderator. So ask questions, and then he will, say it out loud, and I will give you my answer. But it's around 6:30 on Sunday. We had a great weekend at King's Dominion. We were there about 7 hours yesterday. Speedy recovery. He's down for injury. He has he messed up his knee skiing, trying to dodge a kid who fell in front of him. And it's a pretty unfortunate story, but he's not been able to do anything with coasters. He's basically on a couch the last 3 months. So
I'm hearing you're frozen from time to time. I know we're on a hot spot, so that'll probably be a case.
We're on a hot spot, yeah. Sorry if I'm frozen. Not trying to. I have 2 bars right now.
What's up, Eddie-tainment?
Eddie, what's up, man? We had a great time with you last night. Go follow Eddie-tainment. YouTube, Eddie-tainment. Great guy, great content, fun personality. And that guy has a great beard. Just saying, his beard, oh my God.
It's impressive.
It is impressive. So yeah, we were at King's Dominion. Any questions about King's Dominion and opening weekend, please let us know. I'll be happy to answer you guys. The project 2025, it's massive. There's fences all around, like it's crazy. Real fast, everyone. When you're done with this, go check out East Coaster's latest video. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. It's very touching, and it's about their experience out in Spain, and they can use all the support they can get. Great guys. So go check out their video, please.
Derek wants to know your thoughts on the new park in Kansas City.
The new park in Kansas City. Yeah, the Mattel Park. Yeah, I mean, I love it. And it's kind of like Kansas City's kind of a little hotbed of theme parks now, which is great. They're getting a new Margaritaville resort that's opening up on the old Slitterbond site, and then they're getting the new Mattel Park, which will have 2 coasters. I think the same ones that are opening up in Phoenix, which is great. Those look really good. But the Phoenix one's going to be opening up in 2025. So this, I think, was scheduled to open 2026. So I love it. I think it's great. I don't know who's funding those projects, but whoever it is, they got some money, and I'm happy to see it.
See, Fury is the GOAT wants to know, is there any way you can make a short or something like that to announce that they are doing music in the parks and how to?
For what? You got to speak louder.
Is there any way you can make a short or something like that to announce that they are doing music in the parks
What park?
and how to?
Who?
Fury is the GOAT. Can you extrapolate on that?
Yeah, please let us know what you mean by that, and what park and everything else.
What do you want more, a Knott's Giga or a BGT Giga? That's from the Coaster Poster.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a money question right there.
Tampa, because it's closer to me. I'll visit Tampa more than Knott's Berry Farm. And if you pair a Giga with Iron Gwazi, like that's just heaven.
What if you compare it with chicken?
Yeah, that chicken. I haven't had that chicken though.
Oh,
2025. I'm going to California in 2025, so I'm excited to do that. I've been out there since 2020.
oh.
Matt Carls, thank you. Where's everyone from, and what's your home park? Please let us know in the comments.
Skylar, the ceiling fan collector.
Speak up.
Skylar, the ceiling fan collector, wants to know what your thoughts on Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising looks really good. They topped it off a few days ago. I love the family B&M inverted coasters. Dragonflyer, as you know, is great. And this Phoenix Rising, even though we don't have a POV, I don't think yet, but it looks like a solid ride. And I'm excited to see what the park is going to do with it and how it turns out. So I like it. I don't want to push Gardens Williamsburg to get theirs because I was hopeful for like an RMC hybrid, something a little bit lower in the Dragonfire plot of land.
Hershey Coasters is out. Can you tell me a lot about Cedar Point?
What do I know about Cedar Point? It's a great park. It's going to be very busy this year. They have this new ride called Top Thrill 2 opening up. It's pretty cool.
Let's wait for some other questions to come in. Oh, question from Coaster Cat. Golif, Ontario, Canada's Wonderland? Question mark.
What about?
Oh, that's hometown in the park. Golif, Ontario, and Canada's Wonderland.
Their hometown. Yeah. I need to get out to Canada in 2025 to go visit them. They're great people, and hang out with them and their kids.
Oh, okay.
But Marineland apparently is. It's a rumor floating around on social media that they laid off all their employees, and things don't look too promising for Marineland.
Okay, Fury is the GOAT. Expanded on the question. What I was saying was, can you make an announcement or YouTube short that there will be the music in the park and how it will be busier on Fridays and Saturdays? I'm actually talking about the Carowinds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do shorts just because I just don't have time to putz around with it. But yeah, the parks will be a little bit busier, but come 5 o'clock, like the school groups typically leave, so it's not as bad. And the park's open till 8 on Fridays and Saturdays, so you get a decent amount of good quality ride time.
Eddie Tayman asked a very positive question.
Sure.
Thoughts on all the unannounced work King's Dominion did for their reopening, Flight of Fear, Grizzly retracking, etc.?
I'll tell you what, after this trip to King's Dominion, they're like, it's such a good park. Cedar Fair, Cedar Fair is really dumping in a lot of money in that place. And I'm probably going to be making a video about like my thoughts on the future of it pretty soon. But obviously, you have Project 2025, the launch B&M Wing Coaster. Construction's already started. It's happening. It's a done deal. Expect vertical construction probably starting in about 2 months, I would say. That looks great. That is going to really revitalize the whole Jungle Expedition area even more so. And they're going to retheme Backlot, Flight of Fear, and Project 305. I love what King's Dominion's doing right now. And Grizzly, I came into this trip. Grizzly's probably my 5th favorite at the park. It's my 3rd now. Like, honestly, this is the highlight of my trip, I think. Like, I knew what to expect from Twisted and 305. Love them both. Been on them both. But I've not done the new Grizzly, and that was just, I think we went 5 times. It's flawless. It's so good. They even retracked the second half, this part of it, this off season. To me, there's really hardly any rough spots. It was great.
Derek wants to know if you spread positivity today. I can answer on his behalf. He did.
Derek, thank you. Yeah, I met some new people, hung out with some people. It's good times. Met Theme Park Stories, I'm friends with on Twitter. Met him in person for the first time.
Cool guy.
Very nice guy, Matt. Good guy. And made a couple of kids' days by them coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I know you. You're on YouTube," and getting photos with them, and that was really cool. I always enjoy doing that.
Here's one. Brandon, would you prefer a B&M Dive or RMC Raptor for Six Flags Great America's Next Coaster?
Good question. Well, they're getting one of the two. I know that. I think they're getting a dive. It just makes sense. I would prefer to have an RMC single roller coaster if that was my home park, because I prefer that ride over a dive coaster. But for that park and what that park needs, I think a dive coaster is the best option for it, for sure. So I think that that's a really good move. But I honestly think that Magic Mountain is going to be getting some crazy Vekoma coaster that's going to be really big. I don't think it's going to be giga size, but I just have a funny feeling it's going to be one of those rides that's like, wait, what? This isn't possible. This is Six Flags. But I'm very excited for the future of that park. If they can get all the rides running, which I don't think they will, but you know.
Let's see. Dustin wants to know when he'll see you and Matt at Kings Island this year.
Dustin. Well, Matt is currently sitting on the couch probably right about now. Matt can let us know what he's doing. And he's resting his knee, and he probably had physical therapy today, and he's probably in some pain. So Matt probably will not get there till third quarter, fourth quarter of this year, hopefully. I will be there come June. My family and I are doing our Ohio trip in late June. Dustin, I'll text you and fill you on the details. But we're excited because I get my kid on the new Vekoma Family Boomerang coaster.
Let's see. Patrick Ham asked, want to play some bets on opening month for over Georgia's Intamin Splash thingy? I say November, just in time for Christmas light season.
Patrick, what's up, bro? Hope you're doing well, man.
Gambling's now legal in North Carolina on your phone, so I don't know if that's a prop bet or how you do that. But
I think when I was there on opening day, it was all dirt, and then someone posted a picture of it a few days ago. It's still all dirt. It does look like the dirt's moved around a little bit more, but I think that overall it probably a August opening at this point, which tells me maybe they're not as rushed to do it because this ride can run without the water feature, and that's what I'm hopeful for, because I think that coaster would really benefit the park more if it can run every day the park's open, and then on the hot days turn the water on.
Jolene Townsend wants to know, what do you think the next big move is at Busch Gardens Tampa after they open the family invert?
Jolene, how are you doing, Jolene? Hope you're doing well. What was the question?
What you think that Busch Gardens Tampa is going to do after Phoenix Rising?
You know, it's interesting because there's been so many decisions that the park was going to make, plans, I should say, where Phoenix Rising is not going to be 2024's edition. It was going to be something larger, and the Seas Company has shifted their way of doing things. And Busch Gardens Williamsburg again was supposed to get everything I've heard from multiple sources was RMC hybrid, 200 some feet tall, bigger than Quasi, but that's obviously not happening at this point. So after Phoenix Rising, it's really hard to tell as far as what direction the company wants to go in. I would love it for them to build like a Pantheon, but larger. I think that would do really well for that park. What do you say about that? You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like Pantheon. I wish there was theming involved.
For those to be everywhere.
But if they can build something like that adds, the multi-launch, the spike, a couple of cool inversions, that would do really well. You know what other ride would do well for that park? Like, I know they're getting Phoenix Rising next year or this year, but something like Big Bear Mountain would do. Oh, no, I guess that's kind of dumb, though. Cheetah Hunt's kind of like that anyway.
Yeah.
I just scratched that. I'm tired.
Dank Peasy asks, after the Six Flags Cedar Fair merger goes through, do you think they will sell any parks, or keep them all?
After the Six Flags and Cedar Fair deal closes, do I think they'll sell or close any parks? I think the first option would always be to try selling. And I do see a few parks being sold off, obviously. I would say America potentially. They don't own Frontier City or Darien Lake, but I can see them getting out of their lease agreements if it's possible. And then LaRonde, maybe Michigan's Adventure. I honestly think Michigan's Adventure is the only Cedar Fair current park that is going to be in question. Every other Cedar Fair park is operated. It's a well-oiled machine by Cedar Fair after spending years of getting up to their standards. Like Worlds of Fun, Valley Fair, Dorney Park, all solid parks. I do not see them leaving the new company at all. But I think the Six Flags parks you have to kind of be concerned with. Discovery Kingdom, St. Louis potentially. It'll be really interesting to see. But I think they'll try selling the parks off first. If that doesn't work, then they might sell the parks for for property value, because unfortunately they make a ton of money doing that. And California's America, Great America's, that park is going to be gone, which is unfortunate. If I was Cedar Fair, I would try to shift things and keep that park and get rid of Discovery Kingdom. Yep. You've been to both, Adam. By the way, Adam, I'm a good buddy. Show your face with that. He's the moderator. We're trying to be safe as we can. He's reading the questions. I'm answering while driving. But I'm only going 20 miles an hour, so we're safe. But I think if I was Cedar Fair, Discovery Kingdom is a much worse off park than Great America is. And there's a lot less upkeep as far as Great America opposed to Discovery Kingdom due to the lack of animals, and everything else. The show venues, the water for the water, the sea life animals. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but I would much prefer Great America staying around over Discovery Kingdom. And Great America has a little bit more room to expand. Discovery Kingdom does not.
No.
So
let's see.
Keep on asking your questions, guys. Thank you.
Connor wants to know what will be the next coaster. What do you think will be the next coaster removed from Carowinds? I think it's what you want and what you think.
All right, so what I think, obviously, next year is going to be the new family coaster. It's a rumor to be a clone of the Snoopy's Railway, which opened up at Wonderland in 2023, which looks like a pretty cool ride. Nice little theme to it. It launches. So as a father of two kids, I love that. I'm super stoked. So that's 2025. 2026 or 7 is the year for Carowinds' next coaster. But the good news is part of this new Camp Snoopy expansion is a water ride. So Carowinds is actually playing this very smart. So they're getting a much-needed family coaster and a much-needed water-style attraction for the dry park in the same year. Why is that important? Because it frees up the and that's the key plot of land that is totally not even being used, and they can do so many cool things with that. If you've ever been to Carowinds, the weakest part of the park is as soon as you get off Celebration Plaza and you take a right, you go past the funnel cake stand where the Rip Roaring Rapids entrance used to be, then down towards where like the archway is of all the ivy and stuff. That area just looks really bad. So the park definitely needs to spend some money and to spruce that area up. I think that will happen when they have a new coaster. I think the new coaster will have a new entrance plaza be a part of that area as well. And so I think 2020, if I had to guess, I would say 2027. I'm hopeful for 2026 for the major coaster. As to what, I would love a good GCI wooden coaster. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a B&M dive.
So what do you think is going to get removed next?
At Carowinds?
Yeah.
No coasters for a while, unfortunately. Vortex just got repainted, just got a new control system. Nighthawk just got repainted and a new control system. Carolina Cyclone, it's reliable. It's very low cost upkeep. And then Hurler, they're spending a ton of money on Hurler right now. So I don't know. Like, if Carowinds does remove a coaster, it won't be for at least another 4 to 5 years. And by that time, I would say Vortex or Nighthawk. Or both. I would just do both, get them both out.
Coaster Scorpion wants to know.
Coaster Scorpion, hope you're doing well in school.
How's Dominator running?
Dominator's running good. We rode it one time. The operations were very bad on Dominator. I really love that ride. It was really running really good. We rode the back seat, and we had a great ride on it. And yesterday was really interesting because we almost got some hang time on the loop. Remember that?
So slow.
Like, it was going really slow, and it's really kind of trippy. But it was overall a great ride. It's my fourth favorite ride at the park. Grizzly has sadly surpassed Dark Knight. I rode it when I was Batman Dark Knight at Six Flags Ohio in 2000 when it first opened up. But yeah, Dominator's solid. That's my favorite B&M Floorless. I love it.
What are your thoughts on Do de Dampa's removal?
Do de Dampa, I hate it. Like, that's such a unique ride in that launch. And it's really weird because it wasn't that long ago. Maybe one of you guys can look it up and let us know. I'm driving. But when did they replace the top hat with the vertical loop? I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I could be way off. But they spent, obviously money doing that. Now they're just going to remove it. Like, I get it. It's a high up cost, I'm sure, that launch. And the capacity obviously isn't the best.
Cat1234 asks, what coaster do you think SFOG should add next after Georgia Surfer?
How are you doing, Cat? Hope you're doing well. What coaster should Six Flags Over Georgia add after the Georgia Surfer? I would really like to see that park remove their go-karts and build a Vekoma multi-launch coaster in that area. Vekomas don't cost that much money. It's within the budget for the park, I'd imagine. You get a new roller coaster that features a multi-launch plus 3 to 4 inversions, some good airtime, some quick transitions. It could really revitalize that bottom area of the park. That's what I would love to see, personally.
Let's see. Our trivia expert Matt Carls says it was 2016 for Doda.
So it wasn't that long ago, yeah. That's crazy. If everyone give this video a like, that'll be great, please. I know we're doing a kind of a different live here. I'm driving back from Kings Dominion. We're there for 2 days. It was great. Project 305 is running phenomenal. It was pretty slow because it was like 55 degrees, but it was running pretty good overall, really. It was cool. It was good. We got 5 or 6 rides on that, and then 4 or 5 on Twisted Timbers, 4 to 5, 6 on Grizzly. We rode Flight of Fear 3 times yesterday.
Yeah,
it was really good, though. It was running really good. They redid some theming in it, the queue line.
We were riding surprise. You used to just walk by or do once.
I know. It was great. The food is on. Man, the food is phenomenal. We had the brisket yesterday. We had the brisket again today at the new barbecue joint. And we had the Outpost last night, that southern, what was it, the grilled lemon chicken, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, that was great.
Good.
That was huge.
Yeah, it was massive. God, Carowinds, get your crap together. I need some good food.
I mean, that chicken and rice was like a healthy theme park meal. That was hearty.
Yeah, I know. So ask your questions. Driving home, we have about 45 minutes left.
What do you think Cedar Point will do with Millennium Island?
What do I think Cedar Point will do with Millennium Island? Good question. Let's see here. I think that I think they're going to expand Camp Snoopy. I think it makes a lot of sense with the direction Cedar Fair is going right now with these new kid area expansions. Kings Island, Carowinds, even Canada's Wonderlands last year. I could very well see a new kid coaster open up in Millennium Island along with a few flat rides, hopefully connecting the Frontier Trail with the Gemini Midway. Wouldn't that be nice? Just to cross over and not have to go all the way around. That would give me the Magnum quicker. That'd be great.
I don't know. I got 29,000 steps at Cedar Point because of how that place is
laid
out.
That is true. I mean, you do walk. It's a mile from the front gate of Cedar Point back to Steel Vengeance. It's crazy how big that park is.
Cole Stahl asked, what park can you see getting the new generation Vekoma flyer?
Good question. What park can I see a new Vekoma flyer? That's tough. I mean, there's a lot of parks out there that could do it, but you have to have the money to do that. Those rides I cannot imagine being very cheap. I would personally love to see Universal attack a ride like that. They could do really cool things with it, personally. Maybe a Busch Gardens SeaWorld Park. They could do really cool things with that. I don't know if it's within Cedar Fair's budget, and Cedar Fair has never added a flying coaster besides Firehawk at Kings Island. That was just relocation from Geauga. So I don't think they're really on board with the flying coasters.
I agree with Connor. Vekoma Flyer for Dollywood. Wouldn't that be
Ooh,
something?
Connor, yeah, Dollywood. Yeah, Dollywood or Silver Dollar City. One of those two parks.
Imagine what they would do with the theme. It'd almost be like Fly, like the level
Can you
of theming.
just imagine launching and then going over like hills and stuff, into tunnels and the woods? Like, oh, that'd be crazy.
Jolene asks if Flight of Fear at King's Dominion is the same as Kings Island.
It is the same. However, they do not ride the same. I rode Kings Island's Flight of Fear last year and Kings Dominions this year, and I prefer Kings Dominions all day, every day. To me, it just runs smoother. They have better lights on in the ride and a better theming package. It just feels like Kings Dominion, the upkeep on it is better at Kings Dominions than Kings Islands, unfortunately.
I mean, even in the queue, the lights were on and the little alien pods and everything.
I know.
The music was playing, sound effects.
It was good.
Probably like when it opened in like the 90s. Let's see. Do you think Magic Mountain will add a B&M launch wing or Vekoma tilt coaster for 2025?
Do I think Magic Mountain will add a B&M launched wing or a tilt? In the past video, I said a dive coaster or a tilt coaster. I think those are just the most marketable rides for that park in that area. I know SeaWorld San Diego has their dive coaster, but you can, Magic Mountain's on a hill. You can essentially make it 100 feet taller if you really wanted to, without really going crazy on the bank. It's going to be really interesting to see what that park is doing. I do not know anything of what they're doing, honestly. I just know it's going to be rather large. I don't know the manufacturer. I've heard Vekoma tossed around. I've heard the B&M tossed around. If I had to make a bet on it now, I would bet it's a Vekoma of some kind going there.
Jason and Paradise says now that's
what's up, Jason? Hope you're doing well, man. This guy, I've been chatting with this guy for like 3 or 4 years on Twitter. It's always good banter. He lives down in Miami. Yeah, you got to eat closer to parks.
Now the Great Adventure is becoming a resort. Which Six Flags park do you see getting a resort name next?
Ooh.
So I'll jump in. I remember in the 90s there was a story about Magic Mountain was going to do that. In the 90s, Magic Mountain was going to do that, and it never happened, and it still hasn't happened. So I don't know about that place. What else?
And Magic Mountain was supposed to get a hotel, too. Remember when Six Flags was going to get Fiesta and Magic Mountain were supposed to get hotels. Which park do I think could get that? I would. That's a tough question. Like, I think Magic Mountain, if they would do things right, I think that makes the most sense because you're in a destination more than any other Six Flags parks, really. I could see Fiesta because they just do so many good things down there. They do it the right way. And if this pays off a Great Adventure, then I can see Great Fiesta doing it. I just don't know if there's any other. What do you think, Jason? I mean, I know you asked the question, but what do you think? Because I'm curious. That's a tough question.
Oh, what is your favorite Midwest park?
Favorite Midwest park? Oh, Silver Dollar City all day. Silver Dollar City, honestly, is my favorite park. Any park. I love Silver Dollar City.
Because that was too easy, what's your second?
See, I'm different. I love just hidden Great America is a great park. I'll go Holiday World. Yeah,
very good.
That's Midwest. Yeah, I would rather spend a day at Holiday World than I would Great America.
Dustin asks, do you think Cedar Fair is testing new Vekoma with Snoopy's soapbox racers at Kings Island?
Yeah,
or is
for
that
sure.
A flash in the pan?
I definitely think Cedar Fair and Vekoma are going to be working together a lot more. I also think Cedar Fair and Zamperla are going to announce their marriage very soon, and they're going to be like producing 3 or 4 coasters every year. Then it's I don't know when. I think August. My wife and I, or September, are going up to visit her family. So I'm going to do New England. I really want to take the kids to Lake Compounds, but I also want to go up to Great Escape too, because Bobcat looks really good. Their Gravity Group wooden coaster. So both Gravity Group wooden coasters, they zip. They're good. We have one bar here. We have a bad service. So if it does, buffer, just hang on, just deal with it. I'm going as safely fast as possible, 21 miles an hour now, to get out of this one bar area.
Now, Matt, let me know if I hang the laptop out of your window, you'll get a better cell signal.
We'll roll the window down.
Yeah, that's gonna. Oh, by the way, I think Matt also volunteered to go to Lake Compounds with you. I know that's his favorite.
Matt does not like that area of America. So if he wants to go to Lake Compounds with me, then albeit that'll be great.
East Coasters.
They should be sleeping right now. What time is it there, Joe and Sam? You guys have had a hell of a time. Everyone, please go watch East Coasters' latest video. Just came out today. Please support them. They need all the support they can get right now.
I'll say they're on vacation.
They're on vacation in Spain.
It's still appropriate drinking hours out there for them to be up.
Okay, that's fair.
Party hours. Let's see. Coaster Shock wrote, "Oh dear, the lag." You gotta.
Sorry, I'm going to one bar. So 3 bars now. But we're in North Carolina going through, I guess, some foothills.
If you could only get one new coaster credit this year, which coaster would you choose?
Only one new coaster credit. Which one would I choose? We're talking the world here. Might shock some of you on this, but I would probably go with Europa's park with I just said the name earlier. Someone put the name of that new ride, Europa Park's new mock, I think, Striker coaster. That thing looks phenomenal. Yes, over Top Thrill 2. I'm excited for Top Thrill 2, but Voltron, it's called Voltron, that's what it's called. I was going to say too, Hyperia at Thorpe Park looks phenomenal.
What is your favorite Midwest coaster?
My favorite Midwest coaster, probably Time Traveler. Love me some Time Travel. I like Outlaw Run too. Outlaw Run's legit.
Okay. I'm not seeing any new questions, so I'm going to do a quick survey here. Just everyone, do you think this is a pass or fail question or yes or no question? Do you think that the launch of Top Thrill 2 will go smoothly enough to make Zamperla look good?
Do you think the launch of Top Thrill 2 will make Zamperla look good?
The execution of it.
The execution. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
CP Coaster Lover says yes. Coaster Shock says yes.
CP Coaster Lover, man, we missed you at King's Dominion. You owe me a trip.
Connor says yes. Fury's the Goat says no. Matt Carl says yes. Coaster Scorpion, absolutely. CDO Torque says no. Mike Falkrod says no. Jason in Paradise says yes. Cat123 says yes. Our buddy Chris says yes. Dustin says, I think it will surprise us. Family Schwab says yes. Coaster Poster says sure.
All right, so I want to know what everyone, I think we already asked what the home park is, but list your home park one more time and share if you were in charge of that park, what would you add coaster-wise next and why? Because I want to know. Back to King's Dominion real fast. We rode Drop Tower. It was open today. It's fantastic. That drop ride's really good.
And I appreciate Matt Carl's keeping the integrity of the responses to yes or no. Let's see.
We have Adam here moderating this since I'm driving. We're driving off King's Dominion.
Matt's moderating, looking for troublemakers, and I'm reading questions.
There you go. Good team. The A team. Who won the Duke game? Anyone know who won the Duke game? Streaming's more important than college basketball, but I don't like Duke. What?
Jason in Paradise with, I don't want to say hot take because it's probably true. Top Thrill 2 will be just like lightning rod, slow but reliable.
Yeah. I was just telling Adam, like, I'm gonna be kind of. This might sound bad. Don't judge me, but I'm gonna be kind of like bored on the launch because they rate very quickly, and it's a very long launch, and it doesn't do it. There's no bunny hill or anything. Like, you're just sitting there going faster and faster and faster 3 different times. I just feel like if there's a bunny hill, it'd be so much better. And I'm almost like, all right, just give me to the top hat, give me to the spike, let's get this over with. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take, but yeah, I can see his point.
Steel Vengeance 25 says B&M Giga to Magic Mountain.
B&M Giga to Magic Mountain, that'll be cool.
I
mean, it would make so much sense for that park to finally have a high capacity, reliable coaster that does something more than Goliath. Because Goliath doesn't really do a whole lot. I mean, it's a fun ride, but in the end of it, it doesn't do that much.
This would be cool, and related to the video you made yesterday, CDO Torque says Wolf, RMC Timberwolf.
I like that. That'll be great.
Fortunately, it's Cedar Fair, so
yeah, I know. Cedar Fair needs to get their head out of their butts with that.
So Duke beat Ohio State, and Matt Carl thinks we're talking about their golf team because he says they won 49-80. So I think Matt's watching the Golf Channel and not the NCAA tournament.
And then Duke could have won that by 80-49, though. Honestly,
I think he's implying they won with 49 points. I don't know. He's the mathematician. He's the math doctor. I failed algebra a couple of times. Let's see.
So what's everyone's next park they're going to go visit? Anyone going to be going to Carowinds this year? If you are, if I'm around, I'll try to come say hi.
Oh, here's a good question. What was better this particular trip? Twisted Timbers or I-305, E305?
Ooh, Twisted Timbers or Project 305? Which one was better? I would say Project, only due to they have like a new vest thing on the restraints that were a little more softer padding. And I just love that ride. It was running really good. Timbers was running good too, but that's a tough question. It's really about the same. I'm honest. They're both running really good.
Let's see. Connor, I agree with you, Connor. His home park is Carowinds, and they need an RMC or a better Woody. Preach.
Connor, man, you know what's up. That's for sure. I've been preaching that for years. If only we were in charge of Carowinds, Connor. We make that park so much better.
Jolene makes a good point. Only wonders about the earthquake standards for a Giga in California being so close to a fault. Magic Mountain.
That's true.
Growing up in SoCal, like the Northridge earthquake was a huge deal. And Magic Mountain, as the crow flies, I don't think it's very far from that. True.
The 4 tall.
That was sturdy enough to add 2 drop towers. Know if P305 is greater than I305.
It's funny because the first few rides on P305, it was kind of like lackluster because there's no energy in the station. Because it didn't have, gentlemen, start your engines. It was just very like.
Well, Airtight Mike was yelling it for you.
I know. And then as we started riding more and more, met up with Airtight Mike from El Toro Ryan's crew, and we hung out with Edutainment. Then we all started yelling at ourselves.
I mean, his impression was better than the recording.
It was. You're 100% true. So it got better as the day went on. We got pretty much a night ride last night, which was running great.
Let's see. Coaster Poster says over Georgia, mini dive for popularity and capacity that they so desperately need.
That's true. That's a good fit there. I like that. They could even market that as like, the Southeast only dive coaster, even though like Florida's part of the Southeast. These parks still do that. Carowinds did it. Southeast only multi-launch coaster. Well, you have Florida parks that have multi-launches, but marketing's a very tricky. They try to they'll get you anyway.
What do you think Kings Island will put where Vortex was?
Kings Island's a very interesting park because you have the Son of Beast Station area that's still not being used. You have the Vertigo and Congo Falls area that's bound to get removed for a new coaster. And then you have the Vortex plot of land. So what I can very well see happening is after the Kid Coaster opens up this year, to maybe come 2025 or 2026, they get a major coaster. It would not surprise me at all if they get another major coaster about a year or two after, like 2 years after, maybe 3 years. So I could see, I would love to see an RMC hybrid ground up being built, something like Zadra. God, that would be amazing. 200 feet tall. Obviously, that won't happen. But I would love to see a mock extreme spinner happen. I think that'd be a really good fit.
Cat1234 asks, do you think New England has a high chance of getting a new coaster sometime in 2030? So date specific.
2030. I think Six Flags New England, to your question, is bound for a new coaster. I have them marked down as getting one for 2025. One of 3 Six Flags parks: Magic Mountain, Great America, and New England. I just that park. The last coaster was Ottawa's Joker in 2017, I think it was. So they are due. They are desperately due. Then they have the Goliath plot of land to work with. And if I was the park, I would remove Flashback, and you have a much larger plot of land. And they need a launch coaster. I would call up Intamin or Vekoma and get them to build them like a little mini, like Pantheon style ride with a little vertical spike, couple cool inversions, some airtime. That'd be cool.
Let's see. Cole Stahl said Great
Keep
America.
on asking the questions, guys. Thank you.
Cole Stahl says home park is Six Flags Great America. And they would either
Good
like
park.
a Railblazer clone in the same location as California's Great America, or a custom coaster or custom single rail in the Roaring Rapids area.
Yeah, I would love to see a single rail being added over to Great America. That would be a really good fit for that park. Yeah, Six Flags Great America. It's going to be interesting. I know 2025, you're getting a new coaster. It's either a B&M Dive or RMC single rail. What would you rather have out of those two? Let me know.
Let's see. Coaster Chaser One says, what did you think about Six Flags teasing the "We Like to Party" song from the Mr. Six?
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think. Well, actually, I was thinking about it the other day. I think yesterday driving up here. I think maybe it's going to be like a new special event, like maybe like a new party event in the summertime or late spring, where they might play the music and just have more like a festive, event that goes over a couple weekends. These parks are always trying to create new events to draw up some new business and some new traffic coming to the front gate. So we'll see. I do not think Mr. Six is coming back, especially with the merger taking place. I don't think that they'll try to have a new, I just think that they're not going to make a decision regarding marketing, a big decision like that, when once the companies officially merge, they can get everyone in their circle to come together and create the marketing for all the parks going forward.
See, I agree with Logan Snow. He'd like to see a launched I-305.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it yesterday. Like, we're never getting a coaster like 305 again.
I'm grateful that they're going to be restoring it or doing whatever.
That ride is so intense and so crazy. It's insane.
I hope that thing's around forever.
It's so good. Just imagine if I-305 had the Heartline roll, like Maverick did. That'd be cool.
Let's see.
We had a great time at King's Dominion. Park looked great. It was very clean. Employees were doing really good jobs for the most part. It was solid. It's a giant maze of fencing where the new Project 2025 launched B&M Wing Coaster is going to be. So it is kind of crazy to see like all the different alleyways of pathways to go to now. But that's going to be great next year.
Here's a place we're going this year. When will SeaWorld San Antonio get a new coaster?
SeaWorld San Antonio. Well, technically, they just got a new coaster if you count Catapult Falls as a coaster. The launched log flume. I do not. I'm sure Matt Carls does, but I do not. So as far as the new coaster goes, that park just drives me up the wall because they have tons of room to expand, and they don't even need a new coaster every like 3 or 4 years. But like the best ride they have is Texas Stingray. Have you been on that? That's so good. But that park could really benefit from a ride that's going to not ever be located at Fiesta. Like Fiesta has a height requirement. Six Flags has a limited budget. If I was in charge of the park for SeaWorld, I would have, man, that guy's going fast. Slow down, dude.
Yeah.
I would invest in
Sam, is that you driving by?
I would invest in a Giga. I know it might not make the most sense business wise, but everything's bigger in Texas. And if SeaWorld San Antonio can be the park to build the tallest coaster in Texas, that goes a long way. And they have the room.
Jolene has asked, is it a waste to get a first ride on I-305 before the refurb? I'll jump in on this one. The ride experience will be the same. They're just going to spruce it up. Anytime you can get a chance to go on I-305, go on I-305.
Yeah, it really is good. I would go this year if you can, because sadly, we don't know what the park's going to be doing next year with it. I mean, for all we know, they can get new trains with new restraints, and it might not be as good of a ride, or they could add a trim somewhere. Not saying they will, but they could. So I personally think if it was me and you were able to go this year, I would go this year. But go in the summer when it's warmer, because it was running pretty sluggish. Still good, but I never grade out once, and normally I grade on the first drop.
Jolene's thanking everybody. She got some answers in the chat too. She said all very good points.
Good.
Coaster Poster says, what is the worst theme park experience you have ever had? I'll have to add, besides hanging out in line with Matt Carls and a few of our friends.
The worst theme park experience that I've ever had. Oh man. I think for me, like the worst isn't a particular time. It's when I've worked in 4 parks before. I did Kings Island, Six Flags New England, Universal's Islands of Adventure, and SeaWorld Orlando for 8 years total. And just seeing like employees handle a situation the wrong way, where a family or a guest is now upset, and that guest is probably not going to be spending any more money in the park, and word of mouth gets out, and it's never a good thing. So I feel like, for me, I just feel like, oh my God, I just want to jump in and help, even though I don't work there. But I think that's probably mine, because once you work in a park, it's always engraved in your mind of like how people do things, especially like operations. So for me, that's probably one of my worst. I mean, I've been to plenty of parks where the rides are broken down a lot, and it's like, all right, come on now, this is ridiculous. But at the end of the day, you're out at a theme park and having a good time, and you're breathing still. So how bad could it be?
Jolene with the good questions here. To bookend that, what's the best theme park experience you've had?
Best theme, anything with my son nowadays. I love it. Like I like hanging out with Matt, my friend Alex, my friend Ryan, and all my other great friends I hang out with. Not Adam though, definitely not Adam.
Yeah.
I think being with my kid and sharing this passion with him is really cool. And we were hanging out with 2 really cool kids today. I say kids because they're 21 and 18, so to me that's a kid.
What's up, Steven? And I'm sorry I forgot your friend's name.
Yeah, but they're really cool, and just to like know that they're in their beginning stages of their coaster journey of this passion. And I'm 40 years old. I've been doing it since I was like 17, 18. Like, I love that. So to see kids, my kid included, just to get on board with this passion, and then to learn about these all these manufacturers and the rides, the elements, I love it. I absolutely love it. Keep those questions coming. We have around 25 minutes left.
What do you think? I know you haven't written it, so I guess this is more of an interesting question. What do you think about Nemesis Reborn?
It looks like a really cool ride. I've heard it's actually pretty good still. Just like any new B&M, it's going to be less intense. I mean, Nemesis opened up in '94, so it's probably won't be as whippy. But that track, the color scheme on that track is legit. So I really, really like what Alton Towers has done to it. But I'm more intrigued by Hyperia at Thorpe Park over Nemesis. So at the end of the day, I'm more excited about that than I am. But I got to get out to the UK. I have my friends Chris and some other friends out there that I need to go and chow to go and hang out with. They're good people.
Cole Stahl asks, "Are you excited for the new Skyrush restraints?" And Cole does not think the old ones were that bad.
I never understood why people complain about Skyrush too much. Like, yes, they were uncomfortable, but that ride is wonderful. You know, it's like going on a date with you have this beautiful girl, and she just has one flaw. Maybe she eats with her mouth open, right? Like, Skyrush. It's a great ride. The layout's one of the best. It's so super intense, and the restraints suck. Like, I'm still not going to, like, be interested in that ride. So, it does not bother me. I love the new restraints, so that ride is going to be even better. So I'm all for that. Maybe 305 does it this, or Project 305 does the same thing. New trains, new restraints, at least.
Matt Carls asks, if you had to tear out only one RMC, which would you remove?
Twisted Cyclone.
I would say Joker at Discovery King.
See, I've never been on Joker. I just think Twisted Cyclone, they could have done a little bit more. I know it's budget restraints as to why they couldn't. They wanted to add a third lap, but corporate declined or denied that for financial reasons.
Let's see, Velocity Rides is giving good vibes here. I bet Mason is going to be a huge coaster enthusiast.
Hope so.
I bet your first Iron Gwazi ride with him will be your best theme park moment.
If I can get my wife and Mason on Iron Gwazi at the same time. Honestly, that's why we had a second kid. We rode the Mine Train Trailblazer at Hershey Park 2.5 years ago, and Mason loved it. And we got a selfie, me riding next to Mason or my wife riding next to him, and I'm behind. And then it's like, well, that's stupid. Someone has to ride by themselves the whole time. Then I'm like, well, B&Ms, you have 4 across. Why have 3 people? You need to have 4. So no joke, that's the true story. The next day we left Hershey to drive back to Charlotte, I never wanted a second kid. But I'm like, you know what, babe, maybe we look at this. Maybe we have a second kid.
Caleb is heading to King's Dominion in June and wants to know if I-305 and Twisted Timbers are fairly reliable.
Twisted Timbers going to be... You're going to have more issues with that ride than you would Project 305. I think you'll be fine, though. Twisted Timbers has been in operation now for 7 years now, whatever it is. It's 2018. So they've really done a better job on it now, maintenance-wise. But it's like anything else. You just never know. But I think you'll be fine.
RoboBuck asks what Holiday World's new coaster should be after Good Gravy.
Good question. I'm excited for Good Gravy. Holiday World's a great park. I would really like to see them add a mini hypercoaster. Well, I guess you have Chance, what's it called, Lightning Run, the Chance Hyper GTX at Kentucky Kingdom. But Holiday World always does really do well with the enthusiast. So maybe they can call up RMC and have them build like a iBox coaster that goes through the woods. Like not converting Voyage or Voyage Raven or Legend to a hybrid, but just to build up a ground up one. That'd be really cool. We'll see. There's a lot of cool rides that park could do.
Justin asks, did they completely finish the retrack on Grizzly?
Grizzly, yeah, it's not all the way retracked, but they did add a little bit more this off season, and we rode it 5 or 6 times, and there was not one bad spot. Like, you could tell some of the older track is a little bit more shaky, but it wasn't rough. So it was running really, really good.
Steel Vengeance 25 wants to know when the next Giga will be built.
I think the parks are really playing it safe right now financially. Gigas cost anywhere from $30 to $40 million, closer to 40. I mean, the only parks right now that potentially could, that has the money, would be Dollywood, Knott's Berry Farm, maybe. Now that Six Flags Cedar Fair is merging, potentially Magic Mountain. But then someone else brought up, you have all the hurricane issues, or not the hurricane, but the earthquake issues out there. So that might not. I don't know. I mean, I think Busch Gardens Tampa has the room and the marketing power will be really good for that park for like 2026, open up the Giga, less than a year after Epic opens. That'll be pretty good.
Coaster Shock asks, have you seen the POV for the new Fire in the Hole? The theming on there is absolutely amazing.
No,
I've been looking for that
there's
POV.
a POV who has it. I'm jealous. I have not seen it. I've seen like pictures of the queue line and stuff from Coasters and Brews, but it looks good though.
Velocity Ride says, what's your favorite B&M and what's your favorite B&M Hyper that's not over 300 feet?
Favorite B&M is Fury 325. My favorite B&M Hyper is not. Favorite B&M Hyper, Mako. I go Mako, Diamondback, Goliath over Georgia Goliath. The more I hang out with Matt Carls, the more I appreciate Diamondback.
I love
but Diamondback in the back row. I don't care for it that much in the front. I love getting pulled over the hills and floating all the way down in the back row, and at night.
East Coasters, he says Shambhala. They sent me.
I know.
Joe, when you sent me that picture, that was a beautiful picture.
Shambhala, everyone I talked to, East Coasters just went out to Spain to ride it. Shambhala looks legit, and everyone says it's the best hyper coaster out there.
Mason has a Shambhala shirt, right?
He does, because our friend Alex went out there, so my kid has a Shambhala t-shirt, so that's pretty cool.
Coaster in another country that he's never ridden.
I know, right?
Let's see. I'm not seeing too many questions right now. Just comments. A couple people disagree with my Joker.
So feel free to ask any questions, guys. We're driving home from King's Dominion. I appreciate all the support. If you could also please give the video a like. It's a beautiful day here, evening in North Carolina. It's a little chilly, 56 degrees. So that's not too cool.
Matt Carl says, I think my worst is probably a lot of people's favorites, the current state of Lightning Rod, or what it was when it was closed, actually.
Yeah, Dollywood's really neutered Lightning Rod. It's still a good ride now, but nothing will ever be the same as what it used to be before they got neutered the first time.
Cole Stahl asks, manufacturer, would you like to build a hype?
That's why. Yeah. No, because they look so good, right? And they just, I think a B&M Hyper would do really well for that park because you get the more the GP-friendly airtime. It won't be as intense. But a mock rides Hyper is different than a polished Chariot. And the average park goer would obviously know that. And it would ride differently.
Is that one in Australia, Mock?
Yeah.
DC Rivals. That thing looks awesome.
You have Hypercoaster, and then you have, I think it's Flash, maybe it's called, in China, and then you have Hyperia, and then DC Rivals.
Jolene wants to know if the first ride on I-305 should be in the front row or the back row.
Tough. I always like the back. Front's good. You got to get it. If you've never been on it before, you got to get a front row ride on it. But the back's the best because going around the S turns, the way you get whipped in the back of the train is just phenomenal. There's no, honestly, I don't think there's any coaster experience out there that is that aggressive with the whip. It's so good.
Are you going to get to Dorney Park to ride Iron Menace this year?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know when, but hopefully summertime. I want to bring the kid up there. He'll like that park. I love Dorney. Dorney's a great park. I'm friends with the park president. Jessica does a fantastic job up there. And Ryan, their PR person, Ryan Eldridge, one of the best in the business. And Dorney Park's haunt is so good.
I was gonna say that's probably.
Oh my God!
Maybe we should go for haunt.
That's a good idea, actually.
Because you've been talking that up.
Their haunt really is good.
Mike asks, who gets the first U.S. access?
There's a Dollywood billboard in Charlotte, North Carolina. But yet there's no Carowinds billboards. Come on, Carowinds.
To be fair, Fury 325 is a billboard.
Yeah, but not everyone sees it. Yes.
Just from like 10 miles away.
The first access coaster, I would have said Six Flags, but with everything happening with Six Flags right now, I don't know. Like, it really, the bigger thing is with everything happening with S&S right now.
Yeah.
Is you have, Steel Curtain having all this support structural issues and stuff. I don't know. It would not surprise me at all if we do not see one get built here, knowing what we know now. But they're opening up 2 overseas. They're not very large versions of the ride, so we'll see how those pan out. But as far as parks here, I mean, obviously, I think something like that, if it's reliable, something like Universal could do a lot of cool things with that.
Will a Steel Vengeance 25 asks, will an RMC T-Rex ever get built?
Yes.
It's a very affirmative answer, very confident.
It definitely, they're think about it like this. If they stopped teasing the T-Rex, a year after they started it, then it would be a different story. But they are teasing that thing like crazy. And the amount of disappointment from coaster enthusiasts and fans for them not building it, I think that would be really bad for the company, because RMC, honestly, they're not just a coaster manufacturer. They're kind of like a brand in a way, right? Like, they sell merch now. Yeah. Like, it's really, they have its own little fan base, more than any other coaster manufacturer out there. So I feel differently about it. But yeah, T-Rex is definitely going to get built. I think by this time next year, we'll know more.
Jolene adds a part B to that question. How tall will it actually be? So I guess, how tall will the first one be?
I think the first one will be about 250. I don't think it'll be crazy tall, or crazy small.
That is crazy tall for a prototype, though, right?
I mean, it is, yeah, but those rides are meant to be big.
Yeah.
So I can see anywhere from 200 to 250. Because think like this, right? If a park wants to build 150-foot tall T-Rex coaster, you might as well save money and just get a single rail, So
this is disappointing. Coaster Karen says she saw you at Twisted Timbers at second to back row, but was too scared to say hi.
What? Why are you so scared? Never be scared. I'm very open, what's it called? Approachable person. So you should have said hi. I'm sorry.
We have a super chat from Matt Carls.
Thank you for the super chat, Matt.
He only has one day in California. He wants to know if you should ride X2 or Ghost Rider. If that one day's in October, you can go to Magic Mountain in the morning and then stay at Knott's till 2 a.m. for haunt.
If you have one day in California and you have to ride X, and you get to ride either X2 or Ghost Rider, I would go X2 because you have Magic Mountains in there and you have a lot more variety of coasters you can ride as well. I have not been on either. So hopefully in 2025, I'll be going. Actually, there's no other person in this world that he hounds me about it all the time, teases me about it. So Matt, you are my first, when I ride Ghost Rider and X2 for the first time, I'm riding X2.
Man, he's going to have to get some new material once you do.
And then you're taking me to a steakhouse afterwards to celebrate, you jerk. All this misery you put me under. I want to ride Ghost Rider so bad. I'm more intrigued by Ghost Rider than I am X2.
That drop off the mid-course break is
I just think it's just more my style of ride. I think I like X2, but I don't think I'll like it enough to want to rewrite it frequently.
Carl's could rewrite that, and Alex could rewrite that, and some of our other hardcore their brains don't get impacted by these forces like ours do. Let's see. Lots of input for Matt, lots of helpful answers for the X2 versus Ghost Rider question. Seems to be a split.
Good.
Do you think they will ever build another big hyper with long trains like Diamondback?
Yeah, I can see them doing it. I mean, the last one was built, I think, was Shambhala. So potentially, but right now the market for hypercoasters is pretty slim here in America, at least. So we'll see, but I don't think it's off the table.
Matt, can you also give a celebrity answer to this one? Do you think Arizona will get more coasters after Mattel Adventure Park? Brandon, I'll let you answer first, and then I'll read Matt's answer when he types it.
Maybe. I don't think there unless someone we know out there could build a new theme park. I've heard a rumor about Carowinds making its debut in Arizona. That'd be a really cool park.
Well, I'm going to screenshot something I can't read. It's funny.
All right.
Okay.
Ask questions. We have about 10 minutes left. Thank you guys for joining us on our trip home. We just left King's Dominion at 3 o'clock.
The answer is yes. Let's see. What Coaster Cat asks, what theme parks do you get season passes to every year?
It's what the wife and the budget allows me to. But whenever if I know I'm going to go multiple times, I'm going to buy a pass. So I have a Six Flags pass, Cedar Fair. I need to get my new SeaWorld Busch Gardens passes. And then I think that's it. Dollywood. Last year I had a Universal pass. I did not renew this year. It's like $500 some. I wasn't going to go I wasn't going to plan on going until Epic opens up. And then I did not renew my Fun Spot pass because I'll still make it down to ride Air Force One, but probably once or twice. And then and there's one other pass I did not renew this year. But every year is a little different. Depends on where I go.
Matt Carl says, nope, nothing more in Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, getting those two coasters is what the first two coasters have gotten in 20, 30 years.
But you have wonderful castles and coasters.
And I went there when I was a kid.
I heard castles and coasters is in a great area, too.
Do you think a park will ever build a 299.9 foot tall hypercoaster from B&M? That's from Bun Bun the Bunny.
I don't see the point of. If you're going to go that high, you might as well go an extra foot.
Just to troll the Orion people?
Pretty much. I mean, you could. I mean, look at Kings Island, 13. And then, if you're just comparing a foot, why not go 13 feet?
My opinion.
That's fair. But Orion should have been taller.
Trace, thank you for your input. How many more years does Nighthawk have? Roughest ride?
I would say 5 more years. They just repainted it and got a new control system, so they still have some time.
East Coaster says Chamois B, the real MVP.
Yeah. Hey, how is Dragon Con East Coasters? How is that? Looks good. And how is Furious Baco? I think it's how you pronounce it.
Baco.
Furious Baco. How was that?
Are you guys going to Kennywood this year?
I don't know. The wife wants to go to Pittsburgh to see one of her girlfriends. And if you go to Pittsburgh, you go to Kennywood. So we'll see. It's not really on the plan as of now.
Well, I got a season pass. I can get you in on the friend.
Nice.
I've only been once, but it was so good I bought a season pass while I was there.
I like Kennywood. It's a good park. I just don't. I went last year with East Coasters, and we had like 3 hours because I had to get back to Charlotte. So I would like to have more time. I've been there multiple times, but I would like to have a little bit more time.
Okay, well, with the recent update about Marineland, Mike Fulgrad wants you to predict the future of Lost Island.
Lost Island. I just don't see how it survives. I wish I could say differently, but you have a park that year one's always going to be a struggle. Year 2 is the year to make some changes to increase the traffic and to make some positive numbers. And to my knowledge, that park did not do that because it was still dead this year.
And shout out to East Coasters. When they went to visit, they got a guided tour and they got tons of good footage. So if you're curious to see what that place looks like, that's going to be your best video.
Yeah, that park looks really good. I wanted to go to it, but on my road trip with Matt Carls, but he did not let me go. He said, "No, Brandon, I'm not doing that." What the heck, man? You robbed me of Lost Island. Oh, I should try to make a point to get out there. I don't think it's in the cards this year, but at some point, just in case it does close.
Now, I don't know if they have metal detectors, so I don't know if this will work, but Matt Carl says, take your guns and body armor if you want to go to castles and coasters. I don't know if they're like Fun Spot where they stop and frisk you before you can get in. Let's see. Cole Stahl says the height of Orion doesn't bother me as much as the length. Diamondback is so much better.
That's true. That is true. That's a very valid point. Yes. I don't care. Yeah, yes. Orion just ends so abruptly. If it had maybe two more airtime hills or something at the end, I would feel so much differently about it.
I can't think of too many roller coasters I've been on that I've had more fun riding repeatedly than Diamondback.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diamondback's good.
Yeah. We're being told that we're spreading damnable lies. So, Matt's getting biblical on us. Here's a good one. Riley Bergen asks if you've ever been to a Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk.
I have not. No, I need to. It looks like a lot of fun. You've been there, right?
So I used to live over the mountain from there. It's about 45 minutes without traffic. And a great park. If you go there on a sunny day, get there early or you will have a hard time finding a place to park.
Valid points.
But great place. The arcade's awesome. Everything there is good. Let's see. Jim E misses the villain so much. I know that's
Oh my gosh. Wow, I was having a good day.
You had to open a wound. This is now like a lifetime movie.
Villain. If anyone else, I know there's not many people on now, but anyone else got the villain credit? Is that, oh my God, I love the villain.
Now, if you could build the villain at another park, where would you put it?
Ooh, good question. Carowinds.
That could solve a couple of needs, huh?
I know.
Yeah, good thinking.
I'm mad at Cedar Fair for not relocating that ride. I think it's stupid because it's just metal supports. All you have to do is replace some of the track or all the track, but still, that layout was so good. Oh, the villain was great at night too. It needed new trains though.
Here's an update. We have sort of a controversy here.
Yep.
Matt Carl says that was me that stopped us from going to Lost Island. Someone that didn't want to I think it's the blame back on you.
Yeah, I know. We went back and forth on that.
What do you say there?
It was going to be too hard to pull it off because we did Great America the first day, then Little America, and then Wisconsin Dells second day. Day 3 was Mall of America, Valley Fair. Day 4 was Adventureland and Worlds of Fun. Day 6 was Silver Dollar City.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in mediation on that one.
That was a great trip. Thank you, Matt. That was fun.
If you could ride or rewrite for the first time one coaster right now, what would it be?
Iron Gwazi. I can never say no to more Iron Gwazi rides.
Jonathan Kidd says Epic should make Disney finish Epcot and expedite the Animal Kingdom construction on Dinoland. They need to focus on what they already have.
Can't argue that much. Epic Universe is going to be out of this world. I've said in the past, to me, that's like the Disney killer. And obviously, it's not going to kill Disney. Disney will always be around. But I think Epic is going to be the piece that Universal is going to really flip the script. And more people are going to be visiting Universal than, maybe not more than Disney, but it's going to really affect Disney's attendance.
You know, the fact that they're going to have an entire park and infrastructure. When you go to Disney, if it's an area they haven't really paid attention to in a few years in any parts of the park, it feels pretty not run down per se, but just out of touch.
Not even that, but the park has a new Harry Potter land, which is massive. Harry Potter saved Orlando during the 2008 after the recession, right? Yep. And then Disney did not save Orlando. Harry Potter did. So you have a new Harry Potter area. Then you have the Super Nintendo area, which is going to be huge. Then you have the How to Train Your Dragon area, and then the Monsters area. Like, it just, oh, I'm telling you, that park is just going to be out of this world. It's going to be phenomenal.
Okay, here's a little a commercial here. Jim E says, FYI, I get a lot of compliments on my baby I'm ready to go hoodie.
Heck yeah. Thank you very much. I love it. I love that shirt. I wear mine frequently.
Coaster Shock says, why Disney hate?
Why the Disney
I think there's
hate?
a little bit of Disney hate in the chat too.
I'm not a big Disney person myself. I think Disney takes around 5 years to build a ride they can build in 2. And I just feel like all that mouse wants is your money. I've been saying that for years though, but
well, that mouse is very good at throughput on their coasters.
Yeah, they
if
are.
You look at Expedition Everest, there's a train going like every 45 seconds.
You know why though? They don't physically check restraints.
And they also let you bring your bags with you.
They do?
Yep.
Jeez.
No, in response to the Disney hate, Disney has amongst my favorite operations. Them and Universal are probably a tie. They're pros at that. There's some other things about them that I'm not a big fan of, but hard to argue with their operations. Riley says, being in Northern California, Giant Dipper and Gold Striker are the only 2 good wooden coasters in this part of California.
Yep.
Co-sign on that, Riley. I agree.
I still have yet to ride either, but I will hopefully in 2025.
But that whole area, there's the one in Seattle that's only open like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then you have Apocalypse and Giant Dipper in San Diego and Ghost Rider.
True.
Let's see. Cole Stahl says the testing video of Starfall Racers makes it look more intense than I thought it would be. I'm pretty excited for it.
I agree. That ride, that could easily be the best coaster in Florida. Definitely second best, possibly. I think that it's going to be in my top 5 if it runs the way it's running now. If they put a trim on it, then obviously different. It looks really, really good.
Would you have liked to see Vortex stay at Kings Island?
Yes. Nothing will ever be. That was my home park, right? Like, you walk down Coney Mall and you hear the clankety clank of the lift hill chain, and then you see Vortex dominate that back corner of the park and the double loops and the bat wing right next to the little pathway there. It's just unfortunate. Like, I get it. We have like 2 or 3 more minutes, guys, because I'm going to get off here and we get home and go to bed. I'm tired. So ask your questions.
Jim E says another well-known YouTuber can have Disney.
There you go. I mean, yeah.
Let's see. What's going to be? Oh, here's a great question, Jason in Paradise. What's going to be your first international park?
It all depends on budgeting and stuff. Like, my kid is so into this stuff now, so I'm half tempted to wait till he's a little older so he can ride the rides with me. But my buddy Chris in the UK, I've been promising him a visit for 20 years now. So now that they have Hyperia, which is a ride that's like my style of ride written all over it, I'm very intrigued about going there now more so than before. So probably England for multiple reasons. One, but I just mentioned my buddy Chris, and there's no like language barrier there. That kind of, I've never traveled abroad, so it's all new to me.
Why don't I expand on this as a closer? What about what coaster are you looking forward to riding most on each continent that you have not visited?
Oh, China, I would say that Mach, whatever it's called, that blue. It's blue. That has the giant 200-foot tall top hat and the inversions on it. God, so
that's Asia.
Soaring in the clouds or something. And then I would say DC Rivals is Australia, and then
South America.
South America, I don't really know enough about the rides there. They don't have that many huge rides that I'd really want to go ride.
I'll substitute for you on that one. The Zambezi.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And in Africa, same thing. They don't. Well, no, they have the Tower of Terror. I think it is. down in South Africa at that. Oh gosh, what's it called? The name of that park?
Even though it's an
Golden
SLC,
Reef or something.
even though it's an SLC, that one by the pyramids.
That's true too. But then I'd also for America, or not America, but Europe, I would say Zadra looks really good. Then you have Hyperia. I would say Zadra. That's more my style.
And then last question, someone has asked. Actually, Jonathan Manning, great question, has asked.
John Manning, what's up, my dude?
When are you putting out some new merch?
I don't know yet. It takes time to create ideas and stuff like that. So I might do some work on it here soon. All right, we're heading out because we're about to be home. But thank you guys so much for watching. Get out to King's Dominion, check it out. I'm dropping the vlog tomorrow with some really cool special guests that you definitely don't want to miss. But you guys, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to smile today, give this video a like, and keep riding coasters.
Thanks, everyone.
Good end. Good end. What are you doing? Okay.